Hello guys, welcome to the stream. I did try something new today with scheduling it. It was a little different though than I expected it to be because I had it set to automatically start, at least I thought I did, with the whole scheduling thing, but then it didn't actually start automatically, so that was different, to say the least. Yeah, like if I go on my phone here, it shows that there's a separate stream from the scheduled one, which is really weird. I'll have to take a deeper look into that next time, since this one obviously is up now. Thought I'd try something new with that. It's a shame it didn't work exactly how I wanted it to, but at least we tried. Anyways, how are you guys doing today? Let's see, 1472 times 1, 2, 4. 1472 times 4. What is that? Epic item name. Wow. Let's see. 2300. 3504. 3804. 5804. 6908. 2760. 1840. Just trying to calculate how many of these materials I need in total in order to complete the full merge job here. Let's see, equals sum 19,696. That's a lot, to say the least. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that in the chat so I can see it, make it easier on myself. And then I'm gonna imagine that these guys drop it. If not, that sucks. It will load. Blurry trees, blended trees, all that good stuff. They do not drop the epic item name. Intriguing. Did not mean to hit him. However, we will just ignore that for now since they don't need to die this second. They also do not drop the item. What the heck? What about you guys on Skellingdons? No. And you guys, do you fishies drop it? Fish monster. Oh, they don't drop it either. So is it just you then? Old giant mouse, Graveland morph. The heck? Why does her makeup look like that? That's odd. What the hell? Does nobody here in this entire DLC actually drop the item that we need? Drop timestamps on that. How are you meant to get the pieces for this? Maybe there's a quest and I just wasn't thinking about it. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Wow. Look at me simply not paying attention. Blurry teeth, wet sashimi, and AI learning algorithm. Who gives me the AI learning algorithm? Do you give me anything, buddy? Oh god, could the game work? Do you give me nothing? The AI clones are going to be the learning algorithm. That would have been obvious. Just one might imagine. Hope everybody's having a good night. I'm just trying to figure out this merge shop currently, if it would even load. Crazy how that works. However, since that AI did not give it to me, I'm going to wager then that the boss is actually the one that gives me the AI learning algorithm. Anybody in the stream is interested in grinding out some of this merge shot with me, feel free to join me. I am on the Arctic server in /EbleArt. I'm looking all around and it looks kind of odd. It's because of the fact that I have more than one monitor, and I have my my base cam attached to my center monitor. This is my first time doing this quest here for the merge shop, so I am unsure of exactly how many times this stacks up to. Pop an XP boost on, because once I hit level 100 I won't need them anyways, so might as well just fly through them, right? They don't have a use for the XP system. I actually did have plans to. I forgot to do this. I need to finish drafting up my report, but I plan to get in direct contact as best as possible with Arctics or somebody at their development studio and pitch them my idea for what to do after level 100. I have a fairly detailed idea, and I have a draft of it. I just haven't fully completed said draft, or obviously sent it to the devs themselves. But I will soon do that. Gotta add it to my list of 5 trillion things to do that I'm already working on. That's how I apparently handle things, is overburdening myself till I can't actually complete any of what I want to complete. Speaking of such, I did spend pretty much the majority of today in my free time working on that big video that I told you guys about in regards to the beginners and returning players guide. I have been working on that. It was very on and off. I think I worked on it as much as I could from 10 p.m. to about 5:30, about 6 o'clock, yeah. 10 to 6, about 8 hours. Granted, like I said, there were little things in between I had to do, like the kitchen sink got unclogged, so I had to do some maintenance on that. Help my wife out there. Obviously dealing with kids and all that good stuff. Fortunately, on weekends, I don't have to do it entirely on my own. Very helpful of her. What did I just get here? I got the jelly head. Please tell me that's an AC item. I want to keep that. It is an AC item, I think. Yep, awesome. I get to keep a jelly head now. Hoorays, hurrahs in chat for the jelly head. Fishy, fishy. Do this next room. I want to see how much this guy drops, if it's like a 1-for-1 thing or he drops less. Let me know how hard he is. Hopefully he isn't too overwhelmingly so. Oh wow, my game just bugged. Awesome. There's nothing I like more than a good old game bug. Oh wow, he's gonna take a while, huh? Evil AI Blender. Yeah, you are gonna take a while to go down, my fellow brother. Like, game? Hello? Game? I have no clue what just happened. My game completely locked up and then the guy randomly just died. So, hooray? Huzzah, maybe? I don't even know what to say to that. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that's... I feel like it's fairly fine, I'll just have it use its instant kill move. Oh, I see. That's why it locks up, because of the fact that it uses its instant kill move and you can't do anything. Okay, I just didn't see the text last time. Alright, I see. I don't know if that happens after some amount of health or if it just happens over some amount of time, but that's very intriguing to say the least. 1,643,000, 5,505,668. These numbers for this for these missions are very interesting. Just absurdly high numbers. Like getting 5,935 what sashimi from just one of these. I want to say fish, but I don't know if you can quite call it that. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream, by the way. Anybody who just stopped by, thank you so much for checking us out. Just doing some random merge shop stuff right now until I figured exactly what I want to do outside of this, or if somebody else on stream gives me a recommendation of what they'd like to see outside of this. Kind of just making my way to level 100, getting a little bit of XP doing this and all that good stuff. Master of Moglin buyable? Unfortunately not, that I know of. I think they only gave Master of Moglins through the Kickstarter they did years ago, and then the way that I got it was I bought the package that came with all of the Moglins, like off of Hero Mart or whatever. And unfortunately that was not cheap. That was like I think it's like 280 if you buy them all independently, but it's like 140 if you buy them all as a 12 pack, how I did. Not sure if you can IOTA it. But yeah, I don't think it's directly purchasable now. Unfortunately. So this one's correct to call it. There's self-destruct sequence. Excuse me, sorry about that. So it looks like this mission stacks up to 10 times completion, so that's good. I wasn't entirely sure how much it stacked up to, so I'm glad to see the official numbers here. Does that mean that this is going to go up to 640,000? Not sure why I'm burping. I think I ate too much probably. Because I didn't eat anything all day, so I think I just ended up overeating at dinner. To make up for the fact that I didn't really eat much at all today. I also absolutely love spicy food, and I have a hypersensitivity to it almost, it feels like. Because my nose starts running, I start getting congested. And all that good stuff. But I just cannot stop eating spicy food because I love it so much. And now looking at the fish, and them being calling it sashimi, I'm like now in the mood for some good fish. 8 million XP away from level 100. And these guys are giving me how much XP? 1,400. 1,400 XP, that would mean 1,000 of them would give me 1.4 million. So I'd have to kill about 5,000 of these to get the amount of XP that I need, and there's no way that's happening. Not gonna grind here that long. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do just 10 mission completions on this and then do something else. You guys let me know what you guys want to see. I'm all down for suggestions at the moment for streams, because a lot of my recording off stream is very intentional, whereas my recording on stream is kind of just much more go with the flowing. Outside of the last two streams, actually. The last two streams, maybe even 3. I think it was 2 though. I was very, very intent on just pushing through the storyline to get the newest Flame of the Beyond mission unlocked so I could get that recorded for my channel. I ended up not getting it done when I wanted to. It's very unfortunate, but I still got it. I want to do my best to make sure that I have like the new release stuff up, like the exact day comes up for like the full week update as well as the midweek update. However, I was a little behind on this week, just thanks to the fact that starting a whole new account, I had to go through a ton of the story again, as that was not one of the things I was actually going for on this account yet since I started it back up. So I had to fly through the Shadows of War storyline, I think it was what it's called. And that's like 10-12 areas. Followed that up with going through the Sea of Ruin, which is another 10-12 areas. And then Thunder Forge and the Sky area or whatever. And that was another fair few areas. Oh, interesting. It only says 4 digits. I just got my mushy peas head, so that's really cool. Nothing quite like having a wonderful mushy peas head. At least this guy isn't as long to kill as I thought he was going to be. I thought it was going to be, I have to work my way through all the amount of health he has up there, even though my damage would be multiplied. I, however, was very fortunate to find out that, that is not the case. And instead, I only had to work through the first set and knock him down to where the first digit's an 8 instead of a 9. And then he self-destructs. Because I don't think it's on a timer. Plus, I think that'd be pretty weird if it was on a timer. So I think it's as soon as that first digit hits an 8. Yep. That does seem to be correct. Drifting mouse cursor. Nice. Might have to open up the window in my room. It's getting pretty hot in here. It's getting very stuffy. Giving me a headache. After I kill you, I'm gonna go open up my window. If you do not mind dying quickly, thank you. Be back in just a second. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I am back now. Excuse me for that burp. I did see I got a couple more subs since I started the stream, so if any of you guys who subbed are from the stream right now, I appreciate your subscription so much. Subscription, I just pronounced that really weird. But yeah, regardless, I appreciate the sub a lot. My main goal right now is trying to get up to 1,000 subs, so every single sub obviously gets me a bit closer to that. 0.1%, I believe. So 10 times. Do it another 10 times. Unless, of course, like I said, if anybody has something specific they want to see done. I was considering for tonight's stream showing my editing process a little bit. I did, however, end up deciding against that. Simply because I feel like a lot of people here that want to watch AQW want to just see AQW itself and not someone editing their videos. The only reason why I considered that was because of the fact that, one, I've been putting a ton of time into this video that I've been currently working on, as well as the fact that it's a lot more editing intensive, I guess, than a lot of the other recordings. Like, my weekly updates, I don't do a lot of as much editing as usual. There's also no scripting because it's a weekly update, so obviously I have no idea what's happening exactly ahead of time. So my weekly, like, update videos are the closest thing to, like, a raw stream as you could possibly get when it comes to my videos. And then, like, the merge shot videos, they take some editing, like the explaining of, like, what it is and where it is and how to do it and the exact amount that you need, and then, like, the speeding up and, like, just other minor editing details, outro, music, audio, blah blah. But there's a lot more to it with this one that I'm currently working on. It's gonna be a lot higher quality too than the returning players video guide video thing that I made that's at like 7,000 views. That was like one of my first videos, like when I made my channel. Only like 3 weeks ago, I think. And it was at like, within the first week it was at like 5,000 views, and now it's like almost 7,500. And I made that when I had less than like 10 subscribers. But it blew up because I guess people really liked it. But my editing skills were extremely bare bones when I made that video. However, like, my editing skills, although still not being like utterly phenomenal, are way higher quality basically than they were with that. So I'm hoping with a lot more editing skill and a lot more creativity and experience with the game in the community, that this one does end up coming out as a lot more high quality for the people who watch it. Instant kill move. Die. Got a duplication error instead. Let me go to my list quick and remove these from it to show that I have them. Evil net agent. Evil company sign. What's that at? Drifting mouse cursor. Chairman, platinum promotion. Evil AI enforcer hair. Evil company sign. I think I already did that one. Mask mace. Alright, let's see what these look like. So we got the promotion. There we go. It's a house item. Our other house item is the drifting mouse cursor. Then the mask mace. It literally is just me holding a mask, okay. The sign. Gotcha. Enforcer hair. That just looks like your typical, like, almost Indian hairstyle a few years back. This, however, is pretty cool. The fact that it's not just like this arm piece here, or not just the tie, but the fact that they did kind of both. The only thing that's kind of weird is that the code's running 2 different directions at the same time. Like, even into each other. And it looks very inconsistent. I'm also no professional coding, so I'm gonna imagine that's not how that typically works, but like I said, I'm no professional and I don't know how that works, so. Oh, game just confused me again. I got Jesus, why couldn't attack again, but I should know by now it's just the fact that he commits seppuku. fine, so I have to just wait for that to end. I'm curious if there's any better capes out there. I like the wings that I have on right now. I wish they were more white tipped instead of gray. They have a very like black and white armor set. I don't want to change my armor set as a whole. But I haven't been able to find something I want to stick with permanently. At least not as much as the set that I'm currently wearing. I guess the best way to put it. I want to find something that looks very good in black and white, probably, above all else. See, I got the mouse cursor. And I got the malicious code blades. Alright, mouse cursor up. That's a cape. And then these swords look pretty cool, to be honest. I said they don't look Eastery, but I guess this wasn't an Easter update or event. This is a April Fool's update. If I remember right, none of these buttons... Oh, crap. None of those buttons do anything, I don't think, except for that one. These skeletons are high level, but they have so little... Or they're so low level, rather, but they have so much health for what their level is. 7,000 health for level 14. Seems like a bitch much. Link to Doom below. Look at... Screw it, right? Oh, that's their Dungeons and Doom Knights thing that they probably came out with around the same time as this. Again, if there's anybody who wants to join me that's in the stream who hasn't completed this merge shop or is interested in doing it at all, you're more than welcome to, especially for the boss fights. Anything to speed it up. I know the last stream that a ton of people were joining me. It wasn't for merge shop though, but a ton of people were joining me just to be around me in my last stream. I think people just wanted to be shown on the live stream, but yeah. I had a group of people just not even really like doing much other than just kind of following me around. Self-destruct sequence in 10 seconds. You've been saying that for the last 8 years, game. I don't think I believe it anymore. What is that? Pretty and all, but got spat into the wrong map. Okay, I was gonna say because it is pretty. Doesn't look like it fit in. $94,000. We just need to get a bit more. We just got a letter. I don't know why that's why I thought of. I wonder who it's from. We just got a letter. Kids don't even watch that show. I don't know why that just kind of really came out of my, like, depraved mind. Don't question me. Just a few more of you skeletoons, and we will be done with killing you guys. 24,543, there we go. After we killed some of these fishies here. What's this quest for? So this quest is for the merge shop in /evil art. I'm trying to get this merge shop and one other merge shop done before the event goes away. I think there's a bit more, yeah. We're only halfway through the month, not even. So we still got a while before the month ends. But I think next weekend's is another Easter or holiday themed event. So So that one is going to be another merge shop that I have to get done before the end of the month, I believe. So I'm trying to get these merge shops done tied to the monthly events before the events end. Just so one, I have the items, and two, I can have the videos up on my YouTube channel for my merge shop series or whatever. So that, you know, earlier in the month the better really for those types of things. Simply because, well, it gives people that are watching it more time to get it done before the month ends. I just like collecting items realistically. Rare, rarity, or are they seasonal? They're just seasonal. So they'll come back again next year. But we also don't have any idea exactly how that's gonna, you know, how many people are gonna be playing this or anything like that, or how exactly it'll work come next year, since next year is, you know, AQ Infinity is gonna be out by then, since slated, I believe, for October. They haven't directly said that, but the first set of rewards for the Kickstarter are supposed to come out by then, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and imagine, right? It's kind of me assuming things, but using a little bit of logic behind it. Anyways, how are you doing, Apache? Kid 1373. Usually I feel like when there's 4 digits behind somebody's name, it's their birth year, but I'm gonna go ahead and wager that you weren't born in 1373. I'm no betting man, but I'm gonna go ahead and bet on that one. If I lose, that's crazy, right? That would mean that you'd have to be... What is that? 1373. That means you have to be 27 plus 26. That'd be 53. And so 753 years old. I don't think Apaches don't live that long either, for sure. Oh, I don't even think I looked at the shop that this lady has. Oh my god, I want that. That is beautiful. I didn't even know she had a shop. I did a whole video on her seasonal thing and didn't even know she had a shop. How many duplication errors can you hold at a time? Duplication error, what does it stack up to? 300? Wow. I don't know, it's random. I don't know why it's like that, never made it. Oh wow. You never made like the whole name, like you didn't make the Apache Kid or 1373, or you're saying you just didn't make the 1373 part? I know that some of my early names on the internet were just names I couldn't stick with. Like, I think the first, decade and a half, maybe even more than that, I spent on the internet, I probably changed my name on like every independent game, and like even after that on like Xbox stuff, I changed my gamer tag at least once a year because I couldn't settle on anything. And then I think around like maybe around somewhere around 2016 and 2018, somewhere between those years, I think I finally settled on one, which was ItsJingWei. The reason why I got AQW at the end of my tag is, well, this channel is pretty much exclusively for AQW. I don't know if that will always be the case. However, that's how it is now. Plus, I already had a YouTube channel that has more subs than this and all that. That is titled ItsJingWei, that I specifically used for Grand Chase. Another phenomenal free game, but I just haven't been playing it anymore. Excuse me, sorry about that. Get very close to the 647,000. I could turn this in for 10 more additional turn-ins and then ignore it for a little while, probably. What did I forget? Pick item name, I think is what it's called. It stacks up to 100,000, okay. One more fishy. There we go. Kill enough fishies, and we can turn in 10 more times. We got 920. Jesus. So this merge shot's gonna be a bit tedious because it's 920 per, and if I pull up my calculation, it's 19,696. So I gotta do that about 20 times. I did it 2 times there. So that means you gotta turn in the mission 200 times just about to complete the entire merge. Oh, what the heck is up with her eye? I did not notice that before. Robin. Someone needs to put Robin out of her misery. God, please. If my eye is upside down and it looks like that, definitely put me out of my misery. That is horrifying. I'm half tempted to start the storyline. I still have a fair amount of these to go. I mean, look at all those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 21, 22, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's I have this random one here that's done. Intriguing. Let's just say screw it and let's go here, right? Let's knock this out. There's a few people here, so I wonder if there's cool stuff here. Embalming fluid. Renames in the form of slime skulls. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Make our way through Sepulture storyline. Oh, this is how you get to the Light Guard War. That's cool. I remembered the going there for a daily quest that I was trying. Oh, that reminds me, I never actually did that daily quest. But I've been going and doing that daily quest for a few weeks now, I think. And it's been taking a while to get the class, but I never actually did the storyline and made my way through it the way I should have. Okay, I should have read that because it's, I don't know. Grows on the tree ants. Oh, so I am fighting the right enemies, it's just not dropping. Got it. So you guys, there's none in there. Okay, here's 2 in this room, so that's awesome. Just as a reminder, last week was, I believe, the first week we started streaming. We did it on Sunday of last week. Last week there was no scheduled time. I think we did it from 8 o'clock to start, and then my plan was to do these streams for 2 hours. And it ended around 10 o'clock, I believe. And I did ask people in the stream what time I should do my Sunday streams for 2 hours. If I should do it from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., or 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I think the only answer I'd gotten was 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I'm just going to go ahead and ask it again now if anybody's watching and has an opinion, or even if you're watching this stream after the fact. 'Cause I know I've been doubling like my stream views by people watching it after it's been uploaded as like a finished stream. So anybody watching after, anybody watching now, if you have an opinion on when I should upload or do my stream rather each Sunday, please let me know from those options. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern, or 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern like this current one. Just always like to have feedback on that stuff, because I try to be as accommodating as possible, but I also have to be accommodating to my reality, which is just that I can only do it at certain times, obviously. And then Monday streams, I am doing a guaranteed Monday stream every week. However, Monday streams, they always have to be in the evening as well. I think they always have to be 6 p.m. or after, pretty much. I might consider scheduling them from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Haven't entirely decided yet, but they definitely have to be after the wife comes home from work, since she's obviously the one who's going to watch the kids for me while I do this. Kids do go to bed at 8 p.m. You know, surprised there are people here. I thought they were doing quests and all, and then they're just standing there. Though there is that person that just joined, so that's intriguing at the very least. Let's see. So next quest, light them up. Light guard slain. Oh, wow, I'm surprised that actually lets me in since the claw or whatever is down. That's intriguing as well. Perfectly convenient as well that it had the enemies inside of it that we needed as well. Next quest, blah, blah. I hate when I have to do like the next stuff to get to the quest. I don't really understand the point in that, but yeah. Like after you've done it once, I feel like you shouldn't have to keep doing it again, because I know the reason why they do that is to try and get you to read it or anything, but we all know that like 80% or more of AQW's fan base doesn't actually read, myself included. Cannot get into the fortress out of disguise. Does that mean I have to be dressed as Sepulchre? Let's go check. I know I don't need to kill these enemies as I pass them, but I do it because it doesn't really take any extra time. And even though it's a minuscule amount of gold and XP and all that, it's something, right? There we go. We became Sepulchre. Sepulchre. The nostalgia. Yeah, I can tell just from the map design for this area that this is a old area. And so I'm glad that it could bring you back some nostalgia. I think that's a big thing that I want to do with my YouTube channel is just try to bring back nostalgia. Like that's why I've been doing a lot of guides for older stuff. Like a lot of people have been commenting on my like guides for Blinding Light of Destiny or Dragon Slayer and what was the one I did today? Today. That was not even intentional. I said that today. Jesus. Today, I did the Blade of All guide, and a lot of people are obviously stating nostalgia. And, you know, I know there's not a ton of beginning players just joining in this game, but I do know there are returning players like myself coming back. So I'm trying to make those guides for returning players that didn't already know how to do it, or people that are returning like myself, or just all new players. Or even, I guess, in the case of what it seems to be now, which is just a lot of people just looking at it for nostalgia purposes. Whatever reason it is for people to view it, I appreciate every single person that watches the videos. Since it all adds up to it sending it to more people, increasing the viewership, increasing the audience, increasing my motivation to do the guides. Because obviously there's no viewership at all, and I'm putting tons of hours of my time into it when I only so limited free time. Obviously it's not as motivating. Streaming and streaming and all that, and the videos and all that isn't something I'm trying to do for financials. It's something that I do entirely for enjoyment. I am very passionate about this game. I have other games that I enjoy, although not as much as this game. If I was obvious, and the larger community, so that was my intent. I'd probably be making videos for that, but I'm very much soaking in the nostalgia of this game and experiencing the things I never experienced, such as obviously I've never experienced this area here. I obviously didn't experience a lot of other stuff either, because if you guys watched the last two streams, I was rushing through so many zones. Zones that have been out for years, really. However, they were all brand new to me, because it's been so long since I played. I wish I could recover my original account. I mean, there's nothing crazy on it, but, I mean, I was a small child, I could barely read. But, the account's just so old that it would have been nice. I did, however, manage to recover an account that came from 2010, I believe it was. that I recovered the account from. It's never recovered like the 2008 or 2009 account that I had because it's like tied to a Yahoo email that I went back on Yahoo and I was like, oh, it's been so many years since you tried to access this account that we deleted it or something like that, and it doesn't let you create the email back. It just says, you know, like this account no longer exists and blah 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, this email's also already taken at the same time. West Pinner Prepara di Kabalak and Gabalaksana. I don't know what language that is. I feel like that's like some sort of like Indonesian or Tagalog, but I also am not super familiar with those languages. In the Fortress of the Disguise. Who's gonna drop my intel then? Need one of you to drop me some intel? You do not mind? I think it specifically says who, it just says must find out what they're up to. Okay, it's from the Paladins. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know, game. At the very least, I'm farming human souls, and those are AC tagged items, so I'm gonna imagine that they're tied to a merge shop here. I'm gonna unlock after the fact. Wonder how many you need to finish said merge shop. Give me your intel. I need a speaking of intel. I know they don't make hard drives, blah blah blah, but maybe think of computer parts in general. I need to get another hard drive for my computer. Doesn't even need to be an SSD. I'm considering getting a cheap HDD drive for my computer to expand its just storage overall. Because right now I think it's a 1 terabyte SSD into this, and I just want to get more space because I record my live streams in case I want to use them for future videos, and I record a lot of stuff obviously, and it's burning through my computer space like crazy. Sometimes I just feel like starting over just to reminisce on some apps like Darkovia, Doomworld, Ark Grove, etc. Basically 13 Lords. You could pin quests so you don't have to go back to the guy. Oh yeah, I know I could pin quests. Like I have it set to be able to, like I can go here and pin. I just never bothered actually doing it. Did I not do it right? See, yeah, I haven't actually tried it before because I turned it on to be able to do it, and then I just haven't done it. Only reason I haven't done it is because I'm not trying to rush the game to an obscene degree. I'm trying to enjoy the experience at least a little bit without too much rushing. So I kind of just chill a little bit with it. Because I know that like how fast I try to fight through and kill some of these guys, I'm already kind of speeding through it a ton. However, I do appreciate the advice. Maybe you'd be able to tell me how to actually pin it, because that clearly was not working for me clicking on the pin button even though I have it turned on. Going further than that though, basically the 13 Lords, yeah. I mean, you'll be able to likely experience it now that they are... I mean, it'll be slightly different, right? Because they're going to change the story, they said, with Infinity, but it'll at least be repetition. Oh, there we go. Use the yellow. Okay, so you click on the pinner at the guy, and then after you click on the pinner at the guy, it'll be activatable with the exclamation button. Okay, makes sense. But yeah, I was very interested in doing nostalgia too. For whatever reason, I find the early levels of this game far more enjoyable than the higher levels. Because I mean, like the early levels, you're fighting for your life and this and that, whereas like I feel like the later content, like right now, I'm just kind of like pressing a couple keys and insta killing a whole room, or I just switch like Chrono Shadow Slayer or like a DPS class, and just kind of, well, annihilate the things that I see or I have around me. Whereas like for me, most of my nostalgia is from like I said like 2008, 2009, maybe 2010 era, somewhere in that fold. And a lot of that there wasn't much content at the time. Like I remember when they added, I don't even believe I could be wrong, but I don't believe there was even 13 Lords of Chaos when I first played. Like when I first saw the King Altion and versus Sepulcher fight, like I genuinely do not remember Dracath coming into that cutscene the first time I saw it. Like the first time I played and beat it. I don't remember seeing him jump into that. And then that happened later on. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but yeah. And I remember specifically like playing for the first time some of the 13 Lords of Chaos as they came out. Especially the Bard one. I remember like that one just very, very beginning of its release. That would be the One-Eyed Doll one, I believe. Their music's actually pretty good. I only listen to the songs that they have in game, but the ones they have in game that I've heard, I actually have liked a lot. Oh shit. Yeah, that's my problem. After I play the 13 Lords, I don't want to continue on the new account. Yeah, right? And that makes perfect sense to not want to continue it after that. Yeah, Discordia, there you go. I was going, one of the things I consider doing just to like preserve the in-game content of this game was recording like not I was gonna title it as a walkthrough, but realistically just kind of recording each of the storylines, cutscenes included, and post them as walkthroughs and all that. Just to kind of not even necessarily farm content, but just have it like almost immortalized on YouTube and have the full set of content there, you know what I mean? However, oh, what the heck? Oh, this is pretty cool. Wow, that looks really freaking cool. Maybe I completely forgot what I was saying, but yeah, I was thinking about doing that, just to. Yeah, that is really cool. I'm totally distracted. Um, just to have it, like I said, immortalized on YouTube, but the viewer count on that is so small, and it completely destroys my YouTube stats. Like it reduces my CTR, it reduces my view length, it reduces a bunch of stuff, and then it makes my other videos perform even worse. And it does take a lot of time, and it takes away from me making the larger guides and more intensive guides that people want to see. That's the one thing that is stopped me. It's just the very small viewership, I guess to say, because like YouTube tracks everything. It tracks like your average view length. It tracks how many people click on your videos based off of who has been sent it and everything. And any one of those videos that performs not great just immediately sends like your next videos down the gutter because it brings down your channel average and everything. And while I'm not like super gung ho about having perfect on that stuff, which is why I'm like still doing videos that aren't gonna get a lot of clicks, like the Blinding Light of Destiny, because a lot of people are further in the game, or the Blade of Awe. The reason why it ends up demotivating, yeah, it's because it's even more than that, I guess. Kind of doing two things at once. I'm losing my train of thought. So sorry if I sound kind of like silly and like I'm not fully getting my point across, but yeah. Can't reduce my stats too much, I guess is the simplest way to put it. Enough that it doesn't affect my channel as a whole and still gets tutorial content out versus um, doing stuff that completely obliterates it. I really like this armor set actually. But the other guy who uses it did a really good job on picking it out. Um, it is a really nice armor set. I didn't even know this area existed, to be honest. I could have swore there was going to be a merge shop in that last area, though. That's part of where I'm like a little confused at here. Is I figured that there was going to be a merge shop, and I was going to get to use those human souls for it, because why else were they giving them to me, right? But maybe I could be wrong. Maybe that's where I'm just lost at. I'm gonna go back to there, to be honest, and see if maybe I missed it, because there's no freaking way, right? Like, why are they giving me the human souls? I could also look it up on the Wikipedia, right? Human soul. There you go, 59 human souls. Drop by, stacks it to 300 using the following quests. They're just using quests that I haven't gotten around to yet. Okay, okay, okay. And then this is part 2. I'm gonna go ahead and accept these quests here. Maybe at the end of the tunnel, it'll bring me to the next area. Not sure if I said thank you, by the way, John Bread, for answering that question that I was asking the other guy about how to use the quest pinner. I appreciate you giving me that answer. Not powerful enough is a very crazy statement. Almost hurts my feelies. Maybe now I'm powerful enough. Maybe now that I've turned... Nope, not powerful enough still. What does somebody need to do to be powerful enough to walk through a yellow arrow? Janaba. I swear, that looks like one of those two languages, like I said, that I mentioned, but obviously I'm not someone who speaks them, so... Okay, there we go. Now I got quests, more quests. Bone marrow. An arcane ooze. I'll arcane your mom's ooze. Whatever that means. Sounds really bad, actually. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Bone marrow. I would figure that would come from the human type enemies. Yeah, okay. Argus 100. I haven't even done the sagas that come out soon, or are planned to come out with the new release of Adventure Quest Infinity. I haven't finished the Darkon saga. I haven't finished I do, however, actually plan to record the Dark Saga. It's one of the very few ones that I don't skip the cutscenes in. I need to get back there and finish that, speaking of, and record that, as I just mentioned. Um, that one I've heard is just stupid good. Like, just probably one of the best side stories, excuse me, in the whole game. So I definitely need to get back and do that one. And I never finished Throne of Darkness, and obviously I've never finished Doomwood, so like I haven't finished any of the sagas they actually want you to complete, or want to add rather, to Adventure Quest Infinity. Okay, we are about to fight a Light Guard engine. Come here, Light Guard engine. Come here. I don't know why I just treated it like a cat. Let's see. At least I'm the only one here. I mean, it would appear that there's this guy here as well as two others, so there's 4 of us here. So I'm not the only one struggling, not struggling, but who hasn't gotten through this storyline yet. Or even if I am the only one who hasn't, not the only one currently farming in this zone, could be another way to put it. See, oh, this is the same map, huh? Interesting. Break in the light, extinguish the light. 5 out of 5. Oh, wrong class. Like extraordinarily tired today. It's been a long day and I've had like no sleep this week. So I'm half considering like just going almost right to bed after I finish this stream here. So far behind on it. Kids are great, they said. They are always great, amazing, and wonderful and perfect, and definitely never make life harder in any way, shape, or form. If anybody tells you that, they have no clue what they're talking about. Shoot these Griffiths down before they destroy his pounds. Almost 10 years away from this game. I really hope they do a nice job with Infinity and hope they'll open a brand new server for new Steam players. I hope that with Infinity. I'm not sure if I fully understand the last part, and hope they'll open a brand new server for new Steam players. Like, I'd wager that the servers are going to be the exact same as they are here, except obviously they're going to be tied only to Infinity. That's my thought process, at least, is probably how they're going to do it. I'm not sure if you mean, like, servers only for Steam players. If so, I mean, they're going to... I believe it's going to be shared with the mobile players and all that, because they do have cross play and cross shared progression, all that stuff. Or if you mean like servers on like day 1 where it's like only people who just started playing that day can access and people that have been playing during alpha and beta can't access, I'm just spitballing here. But my idea that they'll probably do it is just literally the exact same way they're doing it here. Except it'll be obviously Steam. Its own separate game. Oh, well, how did I end up in a cut? Oh, because the guy there killed him. Ah. Oh, awesome. I could just teleport right there. That's great. Because literally he just killed her and I, in the cutscene, didn't even pick up the quest. Oh, and it's about to happen again. God. Ah. These guys can never be at the bosses that I need help with, can they? It's always like just to yank me into cutscenes. But at least this place you can like teleport straight to. At least you could just a moment ago. Even if I cannot now. 2 battle. There's a challenge boss, Extreme Noxus. I'm gonna imagine it's probably this one. Bone Fang Blade. What does that look like? Bone Fang. Oh, that's kind of nuts looking. Interesting though how they do that. Is they make the item not legendary, but make it to where you have to be legendary to even access the area. That intrigues me. Let's make sure I turn all these in before I go to the next zone. Okay, they're all turned in. Awesome, awesome. Now, there was a to the ground button that's no longer there. To the ground! I gotta go to the ground! Get me to the ground, I'm afraid of heights! I am actually afraid of heights IRL though. Yet I do a job at work where I have to go really high up. Explain that one to me. Oh, I don't want your cutscenes. I want your area map. Luna Fortress. Luna Fortress. That's 3 S's. That is not what I meant to do. Appearance boost is faded. No, I don't want to buy one. I'll equip a new one. Not gonna buy one though. There we go. I know I'm not getting a ton of XP, so doubling it really doesn't do that much. However, the reason I'm doubling it has more to do with the fact that, oh wow, I'm a woman now. That it doesn't have to do with the fact that I'm a woman. However, it just has to do with the fact that I'm trying to get to level 99 because I'm super close. Plus XP doesn't do anything after level 100, so anyway, so blah 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 blah. Words and stuff and things, yeah. How about that? Shadows cleansed, shadows defeated. Oh wow, this place is very bright. Light tree ant. Crazy too, when I think about it, that like one of the biggest, like, kind of thinking back to what somebody said in the stream earlier about only wanting to do 13 Lords of Chaos. One of the craziest things to me to think about is just the fact that, like, even though 13 Lords of Chaos isn't the best story ever, it's always the one everybody talks about and the one that most people only have interest in. Even if some of the other stories are a lot better. And I think it just simply boils down to obviously nostalgia because it was the original thing. We were all super young and blah blah blah. But I just, because I feel the exact same way realistically, so. It's always interesting seeing areas like this. Like, this area feels highly unique. I don't know what the actual story is like, but I think many new players don't want to start something with tons of full gear / class people can be immensely scary, harder to team up, finding guns, so maybe I'm just judging. Yeah, it all comes down to, I guess, how they handle gear with Infinity, right? Like, all items are going to transfer over to Infinity, but everybody has to start at level 1. Like, but I understand fully what you're saying. Like, nobody, like, the part of playing a new game, a big part of playing a new game is joining a new community and feeling like you fit in. Like, God, I forget, I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but it's the guy who did the worst MMO videos, right? Like, that series and all. He does, Josh Strife Hayes, that's his name. He had like a whole commentary about that, and he's absolutely correct with it, even if I don't fully agree with everything he says, because he's far more cynical than I am, some things. But, he says, like, you know, one of the big things that people want to play a new MMO for is to fit themselves into a community, right? Like, that's the reason why people pay for Kickstarters, this, that, and the third, is they want to fit into a new community, and they want to become a big part of it, in a sense. Whereas, like, joining something like AQW, 16 years in the making, you're not going to feel like you're a significant part in the community. You're just a blip in time. You're already so far behind. You already missed out on so many things. This, that, and the third. Rather than thinking about the way that I feel like people should think about it a little bit more in a less cynical manner and think about the fact that they get to experience it at all. I'm also a big time solo player. Like, I do everything solo. The only time I chat at all is on stream. I'm not a very chatty person. You would not believe it based off the fact that I keep a dialogue almost 24/7 on the stream. I just know how streams kind of work. But if you, like, met me outside of stream, I'm not a very chatty person, and that doesn't mean that I'm faking something, but rather just I'm not a big I'm not a big talker. And so I never cared about doing things like joining guilds. I never cared about things like that. And especially now that I'm an adult, I care even less technically because I just simply don't have the time. I feel like I'd get kicked out of any guild that I join because I'm grinding something solo or I'm just trying to edit YouTube videos or something. But I'm also in like the minority for that because I think a lot of people use these games as an escapism. There's a loneliness epidemic going on for like the male species and all this, that, and the third. So people want to feel like they know people even if they're playing solo, blah, 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 blah. So it'll be a very weird middle ground almost with Adventure Quest Infinity's drop because people won't feel like they're joining something brand new in the sense that they would if it was something entirely new. Like how you say, they'll jump in, people might be fully geared this, that, the third. Even if it's not 100% the case, since Adventure Quest Infinity is transferring gear, but it's not transferring levels, so levels started over, although gold transfers. That's gonna be really weird, right? Like, are they gonna overinflate the price of stuff Infinity, or like, how do they plan to do that, right? Like, because hardcore players are always gonna do the biggest thing, which is even if they're only an Infinity player, they're gonna load up their Adventure Quest worlds if there's a faster gold farm on there and do their gold farming there. I guess it's also right. Party player kind of limited, not absolutely necessary. Yeah, it's not entirely necessary. It is for faster methods and this and that, but let's try this out, shall we? Touch this button, have this go, then don't count it. I don't know if it works, so we'll move forward. Yeah, like for example, like there's a bunch of classes in this game that oh shit, I insta-killed him. There's a bunch of classes in this game that have multiple methods for farming, right? Like Legion Revenant and other things where you can farm it by playing entirely solo and it's more tedious, it's more grindy. Or it'll be like you can do your weekly ultras or something like that. And, you know, some people will do that. I personally, I can't say if I would do ultras or not. Obviously, it's a quicker method. But as a YouTuber who's trying to concede to people who are doing it, um, both ways, because I saw a Reddit post the other day where somebody was like, oh, I hate doing ultras, and I don't want to do the ultra path, but I'm going to complain about the other path, and the reason why, because obviously it takes a really long time, right? But I don't want to join the ultras because of randoms, and that's a pretty standard point, right? Like, you don't want to get screwed over by randoms that don't know what they're doing, blah, 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 blah. And there's only so much limited knowledge online, and a lot of people in the game don't want to teach you, because they don't want to waste their time, because that's just a modern MMO escape, whereas, however, that guy actually meant it in the sense that he meant it in the sense that he was going to bring down the ultras, which I thought was very interesting and modest. Um, and I kind of feel that same way too, right? Like if I don't know what I'm doing, I don't want to join ultras. And I feel like a lot of people have that mentality of like, you know, like we're a lot of us that are playing the game are older. Some of us have kids, we have families, we have, you know, some people are 40. Like I think like 25% of my audience for this game in my analytics right now is over 40 years old. And it obviously is going to be harder to learn and keep up with new modern mechanics if you're getting to that older age and you have all these other responsibilities. I mean, oh, I have to kill him now? Hello? Team? I think all of that is just to simply say I'm kind of distracted, so I'm only half, like, fully paying attention to what I'm saying, and I'm losing track of it. I think honestly, the sun apple is an offering. I was saying this here when it was there's this. Was my apple not good enough? Is that what I'm hearing? But I guess yeah, all of that is to say that when I make my YouTube videos for Legion of Revenant and all that, I'm gonna do it the long way. But I'll also have a separate video that teaches like people how to do the Ultra Boss and like what class are good for and all that stuff. But I also have to finish the content I'm currently working on. And also that means I have to find the time to grind out the class that way too. God, that could take ages. Faint feather, what am I missing here? Did it bug out or am I just got no clue what I'm doing? Who I might know what I'm doing. Access over here. Yeah, I'm 35.99 hours free every day for this stuff, plus it's a new player. Yeah, right? Like, sometimes it's, you know, instead of like partying up and this and that, or trying really hard to get into a super pack server, it's sometimes just easier to log in for an hour a day, do some grinding stuff, watch a YouTube video in the background. Like, I have the type of content I love to watch is like background content, realistically. Like, I love to watch like murder mysteries and stuff like that, like cop-based stuff, like a lot stuff that a lot of people consider horror, scary, stuff like that. And it just works really well as background content, so it actually makes grinds like that not as tedious for me. What the hell am I missing here? Brilliant feather. Oh, wow. Make, oh, oh shit. Make an offering. Yeah, that's what I thought was that I have to fight Lightwing. That's what I thought was gonna happen. But I go to where I spawned him and he's not there and I can't access him anymore. Sup, bro? Mike's kind of quiet. Hey, Mario 64. One of two things is happening here. I'm either being duped, Mario 64, and you are also Salamancer or whatever it is, or there's really two people that I see a lot of my streams and channel that both conveniently are named after Super Mario. But let me know if my audio sounds a bit better now. I'm gonna have to log out here because this is not working. I think I glitched it out by skipping the cutscene or walking away that I wasn't supposed to do. Because I'm just some oddball. Oh, that's a nice dance you got over there, Pert. Dash join Luna Fortress. Hello? Dash join Luma Fortress. There you go, worked that time. I put an N instead of an M. Got that M-tism. That autism. Sounds a bit better, still a bit quiet, might be being. Chicken King TV, help me out, bro. Is it Mario or is it my audio? Because if it's my audio and you're also having trouble hearing me, let me know and I'll boost my settings here. However, if it is just Mario, well, we get to bully him for being old, I guess. Alright, here we go. Okay, so yeah, it wouldn't let me access this area back, which is really weird. He drops a Lightwing pet? I want a Lightwing pet. I want a Lightwing pet. I'm going to get you as a pet, and I'm going to walk around with you forever. I feel like almost every new player who will discover this game with Infinity would feel more comfortable on only new players. Well, we will see the day. Sorry for my bad English. Oh, I didn't even realize you had bad English. I mean, your English has been fine. But no, I 100% agree with your sentiment, right? Like, that's just kind of how that is with most games. People want to be around a new player base. That's not everybody. But it does kind of feel bad if like you're joining a game on day one and the audience has been playing it for 16 years or a concurrent game. Sounds fine now. It was kind of low, yeah. Okay, so Mike aux filters, edit filters, gain. Let's change it to, let's add another 5 dB, right? So let's try that. How does this sound? Is this better? Well, obviously it should logically be better, right? Like I added it up, but like, is this a great level, or does it probably still need a little bit more? Must become strong in the power you're trying to do. Yeah, they're light energy for the light being a plane of light. Give me your light energy. Also, shout out to everybody in the stream right now. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, watching the stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys that take the time out of your day and watch my stream. Also, Gravelin's Feet. That is an interesting name. I just said my name. I don't know if they're in the stream or if they're just finding me randomly, but that's a crazy name. Got vitamin 60%. It's perfect. Awesome. Okay. You're Mario. Okay. Wow, Mario. Okay, well, I guess that answers if you're the same Mario as the other one. So the other Mario 64, his stream name is Salamance, or Salamenes, I believe. However, his in-game name is Super Mario 64, I believe is what it is. God, I gotta go on my phone, because I keep my list of everything I do on my phone. But I should add that to my list, because I know some dailies aren't as, AQW dailies, there we go. Oh wait, AQW, nope, that's not the right one. There we go. Got that written down now. Thank you so much for that idea. Yeah, I normally try my best not to be on my phone during stream. However, that was stream related, so I'm going to go ahead and chalk that off as not being on my phone during business hours. And definitely not do an ironic thumbs up. So many minions. These missions give literally nothing for XP. Put me in the cutscene. There we go, thank you. But yeah, if you guys are watching and you enjoy the content and all, don't be shy hitting that subscribe button or the like on the stream. Any subscriber obviously helps. I'm trying to gain my way to 1,000 because that'll fully unlock all of YouTube's features for me and allow me to be a little bit more additive or creative with my videos, as well as yeah, I guess that's really it. And then likes help as well too, because likes will help spread the channel to more people, because it tells the system and the algorithm obviously that you guys who are watching the stream enjoy it. If you guys watch my channel, you know my channel content is a little bit different than the stream content, obviously. I do a lot more. Oh. Twice now. Nice. Luma defeated. Also, it's just so... Yeah, you guys who watch my channel know my video content is a little bit different. A lot of my videos are scripted or very specific topic oriented and all that good stuff. And everybody keep in mind, I have a very big video coming up either tomorrow or the next day. So Monday or Tuesday, expect a large video. I have been doing my best to get it out as soon as possible. My goal release date originally was Thursday, right? It's taken me a lot of time to create the video. I have to do the scripting, the audio recording, the editing, the voiceover fixes, anything that I may have obviously messed up. I'm actually trying a couple different editing tricks with this video that I haven't done in previous videos. I have a couple like high effort videos on my channel, like in reference to high effort, I mean like not medium effort, not medium effort, not medium effort like content, or like kind of like event weekly update stuff, but like actual like fully scripted, fully edited, like rapid fire content. Like I have a few things like that with, oh, that is one ugly. He's adorable, but he's ugly. Guy. But I'm talking like, for example, the returning players video that I have on my channel was a very high effort video for me in the sense that I think it's like 19 minutes, 17 minutes. It took me somewhere between 12 to 15 minutes to do the full process. And then like I did two other videos. I did a 2-minute video that was like how to claim your rewards from the Kickstarter, and a 5-minute video on like 10 things you should know before the game releases, before AQW or AQI specifically releases rather. And they were basically an hour per minute of video, because there's a lot of after work stuff as well as like the scripting as well, obviously. But I'm doing all the stuff I did with those two videos. It took an hour per minute, except I'm doing even more on top of that. And I don't want to specifically say exactly what it is until the video itself obviously comes out. But I'm hoping that since it's going to be even more effort than my 12 to 15 hour returning player video, it's actually going to be like double that almost it takes me to create the video. So I'm hoping that it gets even more views than the 7,500 I think that one's sitting at. It got to around 6,000 and started slowing down, which was crazy because 6,000 views for a channel that had 10 subs at the time. It was only like 3 days old when it started blowing up. That was absolutely insane because I just started YouTube, what, 3 weeks ago as of yesterday. So we just did Shadows of Chaos, I believe. Nope, we did not do Shadows of Chaos. We did something else. We're just going to follow this path here, actually, instead of going through it that way. But yeah, biggest point there is just kind of huge video coming up. Goal release time was Thursday, but over the past almost couple weeks that I've been, or week or so, I've been working on it. It's very possible it might be releasing tomorrow, small chance, Tuesday, most likely. And I think that's really good since my goal was Thursday and I've been working on it for just over a week now. Cave in found. Oh, I found it, I guess. Hello, I hear the audio of the attack, but the attack itself isn't going. Shadow Mage Monster. You drop an epic matchstick. Shadow Lord Keep. Then we have the Shadow Gunner here. I accidentally insta-killed him. Her, actually. That's a female face. Just want to hit level 100. And of course the stories that I'm doing now, right, when I just want to level up are super low XP stories, whereas like yesterday when or a couple days ago when I wasn't even thinking about leveling up, everything was a crap ton of XP. Give me your gunpowder. I want your gunpowder deep in my soul. porch and scrub a cloth. Also, shout out to those of you guys who have subbed. I mean, well, realistically, shout out to anybody spending their time watching my stream. But specifically right now, I'm just saying shout out to those of you guys who have dropped a subscription on the channel during the stream time so far. We are an hour and a half into the stream, so we got half an hour left. But you guys have gotten me 3 subs since start of stream, assuming that all of them are coming from the stream itself. So thank you guys so much for those of you guys who have subbed that are new to the channel. Thank you guys who have been here on the channel more than once and are still here. Every single person that's helping growing the channel means a lot to me. This is now my most subscribed YouTube channel. So it's cool to beat that. I think I literally just today it became my most subscribed YouTube channel I've had, so really cool to see us hit that milestone. Shadow creatures defeated. Always good to beat your own record. So every day now that my subs go up instead of down, which I realistically shouldn't go down, I don't see why they would. Every day that our subs go up, it's basically a new personal record for me, and that's a super cool ting. If only I could speak English myself, right? That's a super cool thing to think about. Potions of Shadow Sight. I need that from the mages. You are not mages. You guys are imps. Wants me to backtrack? Huh. Really weird to force teleport me forward only to tell me to backtrack. Crazy work there. Give me your potion of shadow sight. Uidawatumbala. Give me the power, I beg of you. If anybody super cultured and knows what that's from, that's awesome. If not, that was just a reference to the original Child's Play movie, like the Chucky movies, the doll that goes around and murdering people. Yeah. How he, like, the guy, like, gets shot, and then he gets, like, tries to portal himself into the body of the doll or whatever. Yeah, random fact. I really love me some good old horror stuff, so basically what that boils down to. Stray energy and field overload. Oh, awesome, a room full of 3 of them. I was going to say, fighting one at a time is going to kind of be unfortunate, but 5 of you is awesome. Oh, not 5 of you, 3 of you is awesome. And the person's here now, too. You could tell these are older areas, though. The art and art style doesn't fully give it away, but you can tell it's an older area after you've played the newer areas because of the way that they just handle the missions and how much XP and rewards they give. Just very distinguishably different if you're paying attention to, like, the smaller things. God, I wonder how old this area truly is, though, because, I mean, like, I haven't played in over a decade, pretty much, before starting this account, for the most part, so, like, seeing all these areas kind of pop up completely new is crazy to me. Well, completely new to me, but then realizing that they're not new at all, they're, like, 10 years old or whatever, is absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Space-time energy. Before anything, let me go back to Shadowlord Keep. No merge shop or anything. Okay, just... that's it. Alright, awesome, I guess. Hello, space-time energy. Oh, this area is a maze. I hated when they did, like, maze areas in the past. My head is literally pounding with a headache, so I don't even, like, I'm not even fully paying attention to, like, the portals I'm going through, the colors or anything. So, it's gonna be impossible for me to find my way back, basically. At the very least, I remember that the original one was white, so that's nice at the very least. Open the rift. Open a focus on another picture in your head. The place is familiar to you and your mom. Okay, so purple, purple. Purple, purple. Shadow Knight Gar. You got any loot, Shadow Knight Gar? Tell me now or forever hold your peace. You have a good amount of loot. Heck yeah. Where is what I just wrote down? Knight Gar. Oh, nope, 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 not what I meant to do. I need to change my class. I have to make one of two choices here. I have to die. Or I have to slowly trickle him down with my Master of Moglin's class. He's gonna take an eternity to kill. And without further ado, I guess we're gonna take an eternity to kill him, because he's taking an eternity to kill me. Let's go, boy. Get smacked up by some Moglins. Yeah, here we go. First boss I fought with this 1 HP with this class. Because you want to lock me in here with you, huh? But I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me! Get fucked. Wait, what? You may have thought you had the upper hand. However, you do not. Let's go. Come on. Can you die? Just gotta take it slow. Things feel very tedious. There we go. Oh, that was loud. Shadowed. Or mage staff. Looks kind of cool. I don't know why it looks like a purple spider almost to me. Did I not already do that? Or did I? Oh. Guess I didn't have the quest before I did it, huh? So now we can just see what it's like to kill him with my actual class, rather than I was previously. I really need to get a higher elemental damage weapon. I think that's one thing I really need to do. Or I really need to invest some time into getting one of those, plus percentage damage versus, like, where it gives you 20% against this enemy type, or 20% against that, and blah, blah. I haven't actually taken the time to get one of those on this account. Like, my best account had a 40% against each enemy type. However, here, like, I don't have an armor that gives me that. I know a couple easier ones to get. Need to make guide videos on those as I get them on this account as well. Oh, so that just teleports me to him. Fuel for the cell, space-time energy. Defeat the Shadow Knight. And tell me I can't leave, isn't it? Oh, it's letting me. Okay, let's see. Map, story. Am I done here? I am. Wow, that was a disappointing story in the sense that, like, I mean, I skipped the cutscenes because I'm streaming and not trying to, like, leave people dredging along through them. But I guess the bigger way it was disappointing to me is, like, there's almost no loot. There's no merge shops, I guess. There were some items or areas with AC tagged, missions, however. I like me a good merge shop, I guess. You drop nothing. A jungle tree ant is interesting because I even managed to make the, excuse me, the face on the tree look like a monkey. How do you make a tree's face look like a monkey? Oh, what? Am I chopping these trees down? Is that, what the hell? That is something they spent the time putting in as content. That's an odd use of resources. So guys, on this week's update where we add a jungle biome with monkey face trees, monkeys, and black sea pirates, we're going to waste about 20% of our budget on choppable trees. Going to really add almost nothing to the game, and they're even going to respawn when you walk back into the room, but this is what we're spending our budget on. Might sound like I'm good planning, but I'm just really trying to be funny in a really stupid way because I have like a very I have either very dark humor or very dry humor. Those are like my two big things. Gear up. Black Sea Disguise. That is cool looking. Too bad it is not AC to oh, it's temporary anyway, so grab your disguise. Let me know when you're ready to move up. Oh, it's on the ground. Oh, dirt. Didn't even bother looking before I did it. See what I look like with this one because I already have Luma's temporary armor on. Or Linearia. We didn't even grab a quest. We didn't even grab a quest. Captain's log, alchemy book, letter to Ricky. Let's go twilling. They don't need us here anymore. We can go on an adventure. He's just walking behind me, so cute. Oh, there's just a random blue book there. Do not tell me this is why they offer the ability to chop down trees, because I have to go chop down trees and pick up the book. It's going to be in one of the trees. Why does this one look like it has a seam on it, but it doesn't let me cut it? Weird. Anyways. Damn, was I wrong? You can infinitely cut it down. Wow, missed opportunity then. They could have made it to where, like, at least it served a purpose to cut down the trees by making it to where, like, you cut it down and then there's a book inside of it. Nothing there. There it is. That would have been an interesting mechanic, because it, like, chopping down the trees as it is pointless, but doing it that way would have been at least given it a use in a sense. Oh god. Oh, my arms are like really tight on each stretched. Feels a little bit better now. I'm just getting beat on by the island monkeys. Oh. Collect the beans. Monkey beans. Monkey beansness. God, that was a bad joke. Mind your beansness. Might be just because of how sleep deprived I am, but that's hilarious to me. Sorry about that. Game's not even necessarily boring me. I'm just stupid tired. I think that's the biggest reason why I say, like, I wanted to try and get the video out tomorrow. I put a lot of effort into it today to get it out tomorrow. But I don't think it'll be out until much later in the day tomorrow if I get it out tomorrow. For the simple fact that, I still need a few more hours to get it done. I still gotta edit quite a few segments of the whole thing. Got the scripting done, got the main audio recording already done, unless I need to make some more edits or adjustments. I did a whole first half segment, but it does need edits as well. Like I did like a lot of the major things, but not the final adjustments. On the next thing, need some coconut beer. You'll get it from the palm tree ants. Lots of effort into the video that I have uploading. Goal was Thursday, but I'm hyped to freaking be thinking that it's gonna be out no later than Tuesday. I think the biggest reason it has me hyped is one, assuming that it performs the way it should be my highest viewing video I've ever made, for sure. Because it's definitely my highest effort one. And I think that's also the exciting thing, is just seeing a final product of my highest effort video I've ever put in. The simple fact that it's always nice to put a lot of time into one thing and then see it finally come together after so many hours and so much tedium and effort. That, and one thing I have been considering recently actually is my biggest growing video has been my returning players to AQW video. And just the stuff that I've learned in the past 3 weeks through editing and such, I already know that I could do a way better, higher quality video than I had done there. Not, like, and it's not to say that I didn't put a ton of effort into it. I mean, it took between 12 and 15 hours from step 1 to finale to create it. But I just know a lot more about editing and some of the stuff that works and doesn't work, and being able to do it quicker as well. And I think I could have made the video a lot higher quality, to the point that I have multiple times considered the fact of doing like a 2.0 version of it. Like a follow-up, in the sense that we have a even bigger community now. Like, I think when I made it, it was about 3,000. Then it went close to 6,000, and now it's at like closest to 10,000, like 9,000 basically players. However, that's not like something I have at the top of my list, because I wanted to create more original content rather than a continuation of something I've already done that doesn't technically need it. Let's see, got to get these rocks. We're feeding statues. I don't know where I'm inserting the things that I'm putting inside of it. That's probably the weirdest part, right? Is where am I putting the food? How is it consuming it if it is not alive? Wow, these chop-old trees are really getting my nerves. And the stumps are still in the way, even if you clear it too, so it's just like, what? What's even the point? Cutscene time. Clear the Tattersail pirates. Oh, those are actually completely different things. They drop item too. They drop item. What do I just turn into a caveman? They drop item too. Granite Cove. Hatters Sail Pirate. Oh, that's what I meant to do. Here we go. Take me back, babe, bye. Black Sea Bandana. Not bad, I guess. Okay, so that's the female version. Black Sea Bandana, Black Sea Bandana, Buzzlocks, and Cannon Hammer. There's one more drop that they can give. Oh, Kill Bill. Huh. That's a reference. Never actually watched that movie, though. I've never watched a Kill Bill movie. Hello, a fellow Dark Master Moglins user. Respect. Yeah. Realistically, it's because I don't have any high-quality farming classes. I kind of just got really lucky that the, buying all the Moglins gave it to me. But, yeah, I don't feel like I see a lot of it just because, well, those are some expensive Moglins, realistically. Blacktooth Bill, please tell me. Oh, you don't have loot? What? Your minions have loot, but you don't have loot? Still ridiculously good. The Dark Master Moglins class for farming. Kill Bill. Completed. Cutscene. Oh, there we go. That explains it. I was gonna say, that dude had, like, no health either. He looks so cool, though, and he had no loot. But this lady's gonna have some, right? Keha. Black Sea Captain. Here. Anyways, regardless of that random tangent I went on, how are you doing today, Silver Halo? Always interesting, considering how many people have different pronunciations for different names. Or rather, different pronunciations for the same name. Simply for the fact the game has no voice acting, so you can't actually tell 100% how it's pronounced. That and the absurd amount of different languages, I guess, that people speak on this game, too, since this is a global game. Alright. She has a shop. However, only one item in it is AC, and it's ugly as hell. Oh. There it was. Okay, well, maybe it's not so bad. This here. Just grab it. Because I'll forget about it forever until the end of time if I don't know. Hey, what forges you use? I have CSH, but my HP is not that high. The reason why my HP is so high is actually because of the fact that I don't have the good forges on it. So you also go through the wiki on drops. I've done that for so many places. Let me tell you, it annoys me when I miss some. Yeah, so I guess starting with the forges. So I just use right now, I use Health Vamp for, which is just an all enchantment. And then I actually don't have any other all enhancements on the rest of my gear. I actually have been slacking on that. Me making YouTube content has really delayed me on that. One of these days I need to just on stream go and do the helmet ones to start. I do already have a list somewhere on my computer as to which ones I need to use. I forget which one I need to use for cape and helm, but I know that the #1 recommended one for your weapon is the Valiance one, I believe is what it's called. At least that's what people in my stream have repeatedly told me, is to use the Valiance one. But I also, in regards to HP, can tell you that from the research I have done, typically if you're not using Forge Enhancements, you're going to have more HP, because what it does, those Forge Enhancements do, is they sacrifice your HP for other stats. Minus Valiance, Vim, Vainglory, Lucky. Yeah, I think that's pretty much right with what you recommended to do. Because that sounds very familiar and correct from what I'm remembering off the top of my head. And then in regards to Silver Halo, I check the wiki drops for everything. Because one, I have multiple series on my channel. I have boss AC tag boss drops where I go through like one area or multiple areas, and I go through and just record and show people like how many and tell people how many drops each one of these bosses have, etc. I only did one episode on that so far, and that was like covering every single boss for the entirety of like all of the April events. And then in addition to that, I have a series where like I go through and I do like the AC tag merge shops. Like get people's attention to merge shops maybe they didn't know about, or give them assistance on figuring out how to do it, or like in the video I also tell people, I write down on the screen actually how many materials you need in total to complete the entire merge shop. Stuff like that. Pretty simple stuff, but I do that because one, it helps people find cool items that maybe they forgot about or maybe they didn't know exist. But I check the wiki on every single item and I notate it in a Google Doc. Because I know you said you feel very bothered if you miss out on the items. I don't feel as bothered if I miss out on the item immediately because of the fact that I know it's in my document for me to get to later or include in a video at some point. How long have I been doing this game? I don't know the exact year I started this game. It was somewhere between 2008 and 2010. I don't know off the top of my head. My memory doesn't work and I don't have access to my oldest account, so there's that. But I know for a fact it's somewhere between that because the oldest account that I have access to, I know I created at least a year or two after my original, and that was a 2010 account, I believe. So, most likely 2008 or 2009. However, this account is brand new, and I created it when I returned back to the game, so this account is maybe 2 months? Maybe? Just got recommended the stream. Hello. Hello, randomness4989. How are you doing today, man? I appreciate you checking out the stream since it was just recommended to you, and you probably didn't know me previously then. You could check in your account management. Oh yeah, well that's what I'm saying though, is I don't have access to my oldest account. And when you go to like look up the character, it says like they're wandering the void. So there's no way for me to know. Let me see what's in them. Oh, well, I love how the chest just poofs out of nowhere. Because it definitely wasn't there before. But yeah, like I said, yeah, I don't have access to the old account, so there's no way of me knowing when I created it. But like I said, this account's only 2 months old, maybe just under 2 months old. The mechanics for this mission are weird. Just chests that definitely weren't here are definitely now here, obviously. And then it like teleports you to a different dimension, but like if you come back to it, it's like not like that. Oh, that one gets killed. Pretty chill. Also, what game is this? Oh wow, you've never even seen this game. That's crazy. I wonder why you got recommended it then. This is Adventure Quest Worlds. It is a game that has been out since 2008. It's a web browser MMO. However, obviously, Adobe Flash is no longer a working thing, really. I mean, they shut it down, didn't they? So now it's in its own launcher, and then we have Adventure Quest Infinity, which is essentially like a sequel, almost, kind of this, but this is still going to run at the same time. That's coming out in a few months. Tier interrogated. It's a cool game, though. It's, if you haven't played MMOs, or maybe if you have and you just know the bare minimum, whatever it might be, it's basically kind of like World of Warcraft, but 2D, pretty much, right? Simplest way to put it. Dang, that sucks. I know that feeling sad. Yeah, it's definitely disheartening to not have your oldest account. However, I know I didn't have anything crazy on it. Yeah, well, I was just a small child. I could barely read at the time. So, not too mad. I'm just very happy that I still have at least one account that has 15 years or more on it, right? Because I think the account that I do still have is 2010. Oh, did you have to reinstall your launcher? Because a lot of people have been having that issue recently. I did not have to reinstall my launcher. I know that the one thing that I was having issues with was like I clicked on some page and I couldn't find my way back to being able to like load the game up. which was really weird. But I know like task managing it and like force shutting it down allowed me to get back to the main page because I was getting heavily frustrated. And then happened to my wife on the laptop as well. So I don't know if that's the same issue that was happening to everybody else, but yeah, I had no way. Like it took me to the browser version of it, kind of. It was very, very weird. Fortunately, it was fixed with like a very, very simple fix for me. You want to know more? Yeah, look at here, Bloodbone. I don't think it'll be G4 because of Bloodbone, so the only key. Okay, so I gotta kill Bloodbone. I'm gonna imagine Bloodbone is in this room here, right? No, well, actually, that's what I need the lock for. But he'll be this way, maybe. No? Wow. Bloodbone, where are you? That's it. Okay. Yeah, that was the issue. Yeah, it was very different. And I was like, I really don't feel like uninstalling this whole thing. So I was like, I just did the simple task manager fix. And I'm glad that I was able to figure it out. If you reinstall the launcher, fix itself for some reason. Yeah, reinstalling obviously works too because all it needed was an app reset basically. Come on. Also, thank you guys so much for 14 concurrent viewers right now. I appreciate that a lot. 14 viewers is a lot for, I feel like, a small game like this. However, very embarrassing to just be running in circles right now after not being able to. Yeah, it said Bloodbone himself will have the only key, but I bet you lock out the scout. Oh. I read 90% of it and didn't read the last percentage. That's the crazy part, right? I read the part where it said, "Oh, who have the only set of keys?" So I started looking for them. I didn't read the last sentence like the typical AQW player I am, where it said that anybody else might have a lockpick though. Which means I'm gonna have to do a lockpicking minigame, doesn't it? Alright, this is like Skyrim cheapness, right? Except instead of having like 2 thumbsticks, you gotta... Come on. My hands are like incredibly shaky. Excuse me, sorry. Come on. No? Okay. Boom. Come on. Skip the cutscene, and we are at the quest button just disappeared and went to the other person. Kick that booty. Bear none, kick all their booties. Is Legion Revenant still worth grinding? As far as I'm aware, yeah, I mean, the endgame capabilities for Ultras changed for a little bit with their newest update. However, yeah, I mean, I don't think they'd ever make it to where it's not worth grinding, since it is considered like one of the best, if not the best, all-rounder classes. I feel like they would be absolutely bona fide. I can't. There's only so many words I can use on stream, right, without like being canceled. Absolutely bona fidely stupid to nerf that class to the point that it's not useful, right? Because I mean, it's meant to be an endgame class, so to take it out of the running for endgame classes would be crazy. Do you do the ultra grind on Dage? Yeah. Yeah, do the ultra grind on Dage is always a good option. Wait, you read quest descriptions? Yeah, sometimes. It's not too often that I read quest descriptions. 90% of the time I don't. However, there is a rare occasion that I do. I feel like sometimes with certain areas, like they're just very different in the way they handle things, so I tend to be a little bit more willing or able to take the time to read them. We can use it as at least one done and all the heavily shadowed, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But most of the time I don't. I'm your typical AQW player who can't read. I'm illiterate and I don't speak English. Can't read it. Can't read Spanish. Can't speak Spanish. Can't any language. I don't know any languages. I'm not even speaking right now. If you're hearing me say anything, it's just your imagination. Just wanted to make sure you knew that. Running this, and these quests give no XP. It's crazy. Lobo pitch. You have a key bind set for your quest tab. It should be L. Well, I guess, yeah, it's still L. I honestly haven't bothered with the keybinds for this game. Probably should at some point, but it hasn't been something I've worried about, because I don't think the game outright tells you. You have to go into like your settings and all that good stuff, and well, yeah. And I do know about the quest pinning, I don't know why I just don't care to do it. For whatever reason, it ruins, like, the original AQW experience that I had. If that makes sense. Like, back in the day, obviously you couldn't do any of that stuff, and I feel like it's just part of the core experience to run back and forth and turn in your quests. Makes things take slightly longer, but I am trying to play a game at the end of the day, not just speedrun my existence, so down to spend a little bit of extra time. You guys see me turning my head a lot. Like, this is my center screen here, this is my game screen. This screen right here. If I turn my head right, but it might look like left to you guys. It is me looking at my right-hand monitor. Well, obviously, duh, right? But that's the one that I have my live stream on and all that, so I can see the chat. And then this left-hand monitor is my monitor right now that I'm using for my Google Doc that I track all of my stuff on. So there's that. Now you guys know why I spin my head in circles like my neck is about to fall off, right? What server are you on? I am on Arctic server at the moment. I am farming for Ravenous Enhancement right now. I am at the final quest, which is a bunch of Noggoth regions, which is annoying without the crag. Yeah, I heard that Ravenous is a total pain in the neck to get. I could say unfortunately, or I could say fortunately. It kind of could work either way. I haven't had to deal with that grind yet, right? So, lucky me. Teja's Eye. Is there a boss that drops that? Or am I just gonna be running around like a crackhead again? A ladder opened up. Yeah, first mate Bloodbone. What do you got for me? You got a bunch of loot for me. Thank you so much, my brother in arms. I'm going to go ahead and write that down and make sure I have that notated. Thank you so much. Black Sea Keep. First mate Blood Bone. Heck yeah. Oh, I am not trying to fight you with my Master of Moglins. I'm going to fight you with my Chrono Shadow Slayer. Awesome. 1-for-1 cutscene. Yep. Crazy how the XP works for these old areas compared to like new areas, and they expect you to like actually repeat the quests. Like it re-gives you these quests, right? Like I am 100% gonna go back and do these quests for the 100 XP and 100 gold that you get for it. I mean, it's who wouldn't, right? Nope, not my book of lore. Do 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 do. Can my brain do the worky work? Jinx the Thief 3. Attack on Orc and Grove, Spirit Liaison, Mahau, attack on Mythsong, Dark Alliances. Oh, so I'll get to see Dage again. Let's see. Jinx Literal Cat Burglar. Oh, great. What's with the Sneevils? Where are we? Salute the Magpie. Portal Manifestation. It's crazy how many recolors they get away with when it comes to those elementals. Like, that's only like the 500th recolor I've seen of him. And it's always just a different element with no other change. I know it might sound like complaining. You know, it doesn't really actually bother me. See a little bit of humor in it. I know some people are going to be cynical and always have been, really, where they kind of get the idea of, oh, you know, screw this game because of reuse of asset, but doesn't bother me any. As long as it's not like every area. There's like a million variants of elements. Yeah, there's so many variants of elementals, right? Like, so many. I think it's very interesting seeing like the junk golems there, like how different and unique those are. A magpie. I'm gonna keep that. I like collecting pets, whether they're AC items or not. I like collecting pets. They're some of my favorite spare parts. But anyways, soon I'm gonna have to cut this stream. I do only stream for 2 hours on Sundays from 8 to 10. I kind of lost track of time here, and we did go a little bit over. However, two things before I end the stream. One, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys to take the time out of your day to watch my stream. And I hope I have been at least mildly entertaining for some of you guys, at least enough that you guys want to continue or keep watching some of my content. I am pretty new to the scene. I think this is, 3 weeks as of yesterday, so 3 weeks, 1 day on YouTube. I have a lot of videos up so far. I hope you guys are going to check those out potentially. It would mean a lot to me, likes, subscriptions, etc. And secondly, outside of the advertisement, I guess I can make this a 3-pointer. So secondly would have been I don't know why I just lost my complete train of thought. Secondly would be, I have no idea what point 2 was. I thought of point 3 and then forgot about point 2. Isn't that freaking hilarious? Yeah, thank you so much for that, Spicy TT. I do make videos, so there is always that. On top of watching me next time on stream, but that reminded me of point 2, so I really appreciate you saying that. Point 2 was simply going to be, I am still trying to figure out how I want to schedule these streams. So, Sunday, I do have the plan to do it for 2 hours every week. I'm trying to get more answers on it because I only got one answer so far on it as to what time you guys would like to see streams, and that so far has been 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. But at some point, I'm probably going to create a poll on my channel, or maybe just keep asking every stream. The options are 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For reference, it's currently 10:13 Eastern Standard Time. So that's point 2, and point 3, I just created a Discord. So anybody who's interested in joining Discord, I have that. That's going to be where I host giveaways until I figure out a consistent way to do it on streams. Right now, I don't really have many giveaways planned, but I do have 2 extra Steam keys for Adventure Quest Infinity. So that is the current only giveaway that I have planned for whenever they do decide to give those out. And then I also have a plan to incorporate like a Discord like random giveaway thing. Maybe it's not called a giveaway. It's like a random name picker, I guess. Where like I want to like start including people, like once every video include a person's character page, I guess, and like people who are in Discord can like roll to have theirs featured in that and all that good stuff. So, and in the Discord there is a applications page for people who want to be a moderator on either Discord or YouTube. That is the finale of point number 3 there. I'm a god sent for money in the second point, right? Yeah, like you literally are, because I tend to think a lot. And I tend to think really fast. I tend to think while I speak, and then while I'm playing, and I have like 3 thought processes going on at the same time. Where like I have the speaking, I have the what I want to say or what I'm thinking about, which is sometimes literally a whole different conversation than what I'm actively saying, and then I have what I'm doing in the game. So I'm kind of like on 3 wavelengths at the same time, and it kind of makes like sometimes what I'm saying into utter gibberish, or I would completely confuse my own sentence. But yeah. Hello, Safrosine. Unfortunately, you caught at me at the end of the stream here for the most part. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be streaming. I'm not going to say I'm ending it right now. But I am saying that now that I've made my points across, I am going to be ending the stream as soon as I finish this quest, probably. Yeah. That's called multitasking. Oh. Yeah, but you cannot use 100% of your brain on 3 different things. So I'm splitting my brain 3 ways, 30% apiece, right? But anyways, thank you guys so much for subbing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. I'm going to head off here, get to sleep. And I have that big video that I've been working on for every week that I plan to have out hopefully by end of tomorrow. Don't hold me accountable on that. I have put a lot of time in this video, and maybe I'm going to get hung up on some small details somewhere along in the video, who knows. But definitely expect it by Tuesday. I think it's going to be out by Tuesday, 100% for sure. So, expect it by then. I do have a stream plan for tomorrow, although tomorrow it will happen after 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's when my wife gets home and I won't be alone with the kids. So it'll happen sometime between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. And that's pretty much it. Bye-bye.